kind of slightly look like the logo of the one Tinubu presented. So let me see if I can get that logo back. But when you check on your screen, you can tell the bold difference. Abi? So now let's proceed. These are their certificates. You can see that all of the certificates, every one of them are similar signatures for that era. You can see them, Abi? And they redacted the names of the owners. So if they have the certificate of all of these people, and they redacted them, that means they have certificate of that Bola A. Tinubu as well. Why are they not uploading that? Or is it part of the ones they uploaded, but they decided to redact it? I mean, to redact it or so. Or are we jumping the gun to wait for Atiku? Maybe Atiku have the ones that is not with with black ink. You know, there are so many questions in this case. If they have certificates of other students to share, then they have that Bola A. Tinubu certificate, then the original one. So why did they lie that they cannot confirm or deny that Tinubu's certificate is fake or not, Abi? Then they have all of these certificates, okay? They redacted them, but everything else, they did not cover any names. They released everything, but that certificates. And in everything else they released, consistent inconsistencies, like I said, where you have the date of birth, where you have the sex as female in some documents, as male in some others, Mr. here, Miss there. Now take a look at them. So here is when Wole Ironipekun decided to lay their hands on this document first, knowing that they were going to use it against them during the election petition trial. So Ironipekun wrote. They wrote to Chicago State University to please release the record of Tinubu. And I think that moment they got the record, they were like, you know what? We will advise that you should never release all of these details to anybody anymore after this. If they could bury it, probably they would have asked them to bury it. But they couldn't. So they started the game. This is where we believe that Chicago State University, going on oath today, will likely take their own institution, their university, their reputation, whatever is left of them. They would have to bury everything in order to defend Tinubu. This is what we are seeing now, okay? Now, the same one who released all of this to Tinubu's lawyers, and Tinubu's lawyer said, please, we don't want you to use that. So the consent to release his record. This is what Tinubu's lawyer filled, the form he filled. And I've given the consent that they should release his document to his lawyers earlier this year, after the election then, right? Before this whole trial starts anyway. And he listed in all of that. That was in June. So they released all of his record to his own lawyers. And I think that was the moment they felt like we must do everything to bury this. We must do everything and make sure that all of these details don't hit the public. There will be too many questions to answer, but we can also use the judiciary in Nigeria by saying all of this evidence are just nothing. They don't mean anything. He has done nothing wrong. So once the judiciary says he's done nothing wrong, the rest is just going to be like, all of them are just they make noise. What you want to do? Since the law in Nigeria says he didn't do anything wrong. So they went for that. You understand now? They went for that. They make sure that they have the control of that judiciary. The judiciary won't show interest in all of this. They are not interested. Because being interested would mean they would have to act. And acting on this means they would have to admit that Tinubu has committed perjury. Perjury is like a forgery that you say, Abi. And that forgery in this case is that there is a probable cause that Tinubu stole somebody's identity and they made them shut up for life. Never to talk about it, never to come out and challenge it, and remain like that. And it remains so. Do you understand that now? So it simply means if all of these are proven, which are already evidence, right? Then they would have to strip him of all of these privileges and they will end up in jail. That's why I said, those of you who are kind of making joke about it, transgender this or that, this is not a joke. It's actually like putting the Nigeria judiciary on trial. And there are those in Nigeria who are also kind of, they have been conditioned, all right, to always kind of go with any abnormality and every abnormality. If it's going to give them anything to eat or crumb, position, appointment, anything, they will flow with it and legitimize it and tell you, is he going to be the first person? That's a long time. I'm already seeing some of these, idiots like that who are already not interested in all of this. So then what did he do? In fact, they are actually wishing that they will soon arrest you. Imagine people who are under the bondage of criminals. They are not interested in any evidence. The system is not interested. So that means the judiciary in Nigeria is actually on trial here. And that is why this is so important. All right? So it is not a joke. Identity theft and whatever went into all of that. If the Tinubus that we have discovered in Chicago, if they are those Tinubus who sold their names, and who are these Tinubus as well, these are the ways where you will see the media digging. But what was Nigeria media doing when this whole thing dropped? They started their own fake news. And it was pretty much like somebody sat somewhere and he just texted all of them, the headlines. And everybody just ran with it. CSU confirmed Tinubu graduated from school in 1979. Headline. The Nation newspaper. He's the owner of that newspaper, by the way. Breaking. Articles phishing fails as Chicago State University finds diplomas matching Tinubu's. Fake news. Another one said, CSU released Tinubu academic record. Authenticate his results. Fake news. The cable. CSU released Tinubu's academic record. Authenticate his certificate. Fake news. It's like somebody sat somewhere and released all of that. They were not interested in digging or asking questions. They are Nigeria media. Why would they want to show all of that? Since they can easily say, you are just an enemy. There are people already praying that all of these things will fail in Jesus' name. All of the people, enemy of Tinubu, as they are trying to bring him down, God is lifting him up. So we are talking about the audience. We are talking about a country where these criminals they already have enablers. So nobody is interested. So when they now see the end goal of being looted to the bone, being misruled and being treated like animals, they want the world to come and fight for them. They will begin to say, why don't you come back home and help us? All of you living abroad, you are all there. You're always complaining. Instead of you to come back home and help us, instead of you to come back home and fight for us, you cannot fight people who are happy in their chains. You can't fight for them. Do you understand? They are not interested in anything logical. To them, is your president is going to be your president for 8 years. A criminal will be your president for 8 years. And most of them wishes, this is the transcript of that female Tinubu. Are you with me? And like I said, if you begin to look at them, they said one person, clerical error, typographical error, date of birth, error, sex, error, and so many other inconsistencies therein. And they say, okay, you lost your certificate. How come you have to forge a certificate? I mean, the signature of somebody in order to say that they signed it. So when you take a look at all of this, you saw those screenshots I told you of, right? For example, if you will need to bend your head like me, you need to bend your head like this. All right. And when you look at this one, you will see where it says Tinubu Bola sex female, social security number, date. And then when you go on, you will see where Tinubu claimed that Bola Tinubu doing business, business, English, PSF, like whatever, social and all that. And that Bola Tinubu was from government college, Lagos, 1970. This is admission letter, right? So consistent inconsistencies. Government college, Lagos. There is no government college, Lagos. In 1970. Then here is Cambridge examination. So here, it doesn't say much. It just said that Bola, does I even have his name? Yeah, Bola A. Tinubu sat for these courses in Cambridge General Certificate of what have you, right? Now, that education, that one, in 1970. This is it, 1970. When was this and where? That was never. Then when you continue going, some of them are not so clear. These are from what Chicago State released, though. So when you continue going, you'll see more. The link is in your comment, okay? Check the comment section and you'll see the link. Right. So, more questions, no answers. Okay, well, there is an answer. Today, Tinubu's presidency responded, and in their response, they said Atiku is such a bad person that he has chosen to humiliate his friend by digging and exposing what he knows will never change anything in Nigeria. That's their response. So we are waiting on the deposition. More on that later this evening, which is currently ongoing in the US as we speak. We are waiting for the FBI 2,500 also records from this same Tinubu. And all of this, like I said earlier, they are just to further tell us and show us, maybe we kind of are underestimating the rot of what has been destroyed in Nigeria by these guys. But the judiciary, their judiciary, is the one on trial. In this case, if they too, like the Chicago State University, if they too would like to go down the drain in defending one person, one man, Tinubu. So to some, when you see the Chicago State University, she's a woman. To INEC is a man. But if you are from Nigeria, it is not new. This same man used another man's throwback picture as his own just for this election. He used it when people were asking too much. How come he has no childhood friends, mates? How come he has no schoolmates? These guys who are packaging this fraud, they stole the picture you have in the middle. and they presented that picture as the man on the right. Meanwhile, the picture is the 22-year-old man on the left, who happened to be a former governor in Nigeria. Like, they actually published books. They published program books, and they depicted these young pictures in the middle as young Tinubu. These guys, in order to prove that their Muslim tickets is well accepted, they hired fake bishops to come and join them the day they were unveiling his vice president, Shitty Man, and that is Shetima in your own language. So a lot of people are asking, if this man could forge all of this, live on people's stolen identity for this long, how many other things is currently hiding that is probably shitting himself that they should not make it to the public? A lot of questions, like I said, with no probably clearer answer from this person. Others are so angry that it simply means it's actually so useless that they don't believe he went to that school. It's just, it's just sort of stolen the identity of somebody, and he started living their life. That at a point that he had a dream of going into public office, he never felt like he could go back to school. Obasanjo went back to school, didn't he? Like, if you really want to set yourself up in a way that if your record is not popping up, then you go back and do something. Go back and make it a ceremonial. Go back and sit for WAEC. Get your result and all of that, and pass in flying color. Then go on back and get something like Open University, like Obasanjo. He didn't care. That is why he will present a certificate that says he's an accountant. Is not one. He has diploma in Kiniko, is not one. He's a business, what do you call it? Degree in business science in business administration, and then honors. All of these things are just makeup. And a lot of people have never paid attention. And finally, Chicago State University have finally put themselves on the hangman's, what do you call it, slaughter table, or hangman news. Something is not right. And my instinct is telling me they are in all of this. From the record, Tinubu and his friends, I'm talking about Tinubu and his 40 thieves, his career criminal friends, in the last 24 years, they have made a sizable amount of donations to the same Chicago State University in the last 24 years. When I say sizable, I am talking about Tinubu and his family and some of his political associates. They are regular donor and financiers of Chicago State University, which means they, like, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. They want this, I can get it. Their reputation is on the line, no doubt. But how much do you think it will take for them to go into the ruffle? How much Benjamin? How much Kudi? Ego? How much dead man's heads? Abi dead woman's heads? You will need to give to them to give you everything you want. Certificates, everything you want. They will produce them. How many of such schools are in America? How many of such schools are in all over this Europe? How many of such schools are all over the world who are ready to write fake certificates for these criminals in order to continue to perpetuate their trade in Nigeria? And for how much? How many Benjamins? How many, what do you call it? Ori olóògbé. In Yoruba, they will say, ego, ori olóògbé. You know what we call ori olóògbé? Dead man head. You know, that's what they print on money. When you hold money like this, you just realize that you are holding a dead man's head. Or a dead woman's head. To you like that. I see, how much is that? And one will be, if you see some of this Chinese money, all this Chinese emperor, you say those one are emperor. I don't know what the Russian money looks like. They're always like also angry like that. You know, because they were dead. So how many of such do you think they would have? I mean, would take Chicago State University to play ball? Is a question, no? Okay, you can be an answer to. I mean, can give an answer to that, or you cannot. But those who are going to tell you this does not matter anymore. Of course, now you know now. In Nigeria, you don't spend people where they live. You don't spend their money. Now only us they spend people where they live. I don't know if they spend living people's money in Saudi Arabia, but in the UK, especially in England, now person where see they live, we they spend their own money, not be dead people. So the money with the coin, we are phasing them out. We are replacing them with that of the king. And I think by 2024, Abi, 2024, now 2025, there will be no pound sterling with Queen's head anymore. Okay, it will all be the king, King Charles. Elsewhere, if you go to Nigeria, you go see the head of Azikiwe, the head of what's that one again? Muritala, the head of Awolowo, the heads of Sadauno Shokoto, Amadu Bello, dead people's head. So if they carry, so they have to give you 20,000 Amadu Bello head. No, sorry, 100 pieces of Amadu Bello head. Ori Olugbe Amadu Bello, 20,000 for some of you to sell your soul. Some of you now just 2 Ori Olugbe, they go give you Amadu Bello Meji, 2 dead Amadu Bello head. And then you are willing and ready to play ball. But that is actually a little bit of a digression. Okay, let's go back on track. So those who used to tell us that it is a very bad thing for people to forge their certificates, for people to lie about their past or education or work or everything like that. So today, I mean, this is not even a long time ago. How many of you remember Mesoma? You remember this girl? The girl that forged UTME, JAMB results, and you know, to be declared the highest scoring students in that examination. You remember? Yeah, Mesoma. Mesoma. She was celebrated. She was like a Tinubu that declared himself as first-class student, and the president, and everybody was but you know what I mean? Like, you are a liar, you don't mean it, and all that. They started investigation. Do some of you still remember how you reacted to that little girl? That she must be arrested. How could she? We are trying to stop bad behavior. We are trying to stop a bad attitude. At this age, you are forging your results. You're forging your results to get benefits. People were giving you money, scholarship. They're giving you this. That is a crime to that little girl. Do you remember how you reacted, some of you? Do you remember? Now look at you today. You are now the one who is now telling people that Tinubu has no case to answer. You are now the one telling people that what is all this nonsense? You are no longer interested in all of this forgery. You are not interested. Abi? You are no longer interested in making sure that we all have a morality. Our children, they do the right thing. No, nothing like forging, nothing like anything. They must earn everything by merit. Is that not what you stood by a few days ago, a few weeks ago? Now, today, you are now telling everybody to let it go. Let us just forget it and move on. What is all this? Let everybody just move on. Chicago State University said he came to their school, whether it's a male or female, whether his date of birth is this or that, whether he submitted fake certificate to INEC. Let us just move on. That one is this. Let's move on. You are all wasting your time. Now we are wasting our time. It doesn't matter anymore. Do you see why some of you who come here, you go to complain, say, they curse you. You go to talk, say, you this mayegun, you should stop cursing people. Sure on you, baby. Is your own. Do you not deserve regular courses? To the point that you should even be watching my program, in order for you to come and see justification for why you deserve to be cursed every day. Now we have to move on. Now there's nothing we can do about it. Now we are enemies. Now people who are now interested, like how could the president of a whole country be an ex-bagman for drug dealers, forfeited money in America, and he will never even be bold enough to face his own people and tell them the whole story. He had to manufacture lies here and there, lies upon lies, to cover lies to cover other lies, another lie to cover other lies. And now you don't care. It's now like, let us move on. You have children, your children. Would you tell your children that it is okay now to just, like, you know what I mean? Would you? Is it okay now for everybody to move on? There's this guy on Twitter. At a point, he became famous, okay, for writing CV for jobless Nigerians. You know, there's nothing so ridiculous and at the same time insulting, okay, when somebody who lives in the UK, okay, he lives in the UK and is supporting APC, Egbekegbe in Nigeria. As people are becoming poorer and poorer, jobless, losing their jobs, this guy became prominent for writing CV for them so that to go and look for a job that doesn't exist, and they were paying him for it. So the more the poverty in Nigeria continued to increase, and the more the people became more desperate, they were sending him 50 pounds, 100 pounds. He set up hub in Nigeria. The purpose was what? To write CV for people. Do you know what that simply means? To help you lie to get a job that doesn't even exist. So they can help you write CV and tell everybody, you know, somebody in the UK writing CV for people in Nigeria who have no real job, and there is no job available anywhere, but they will lie for them on their CV. I have experts in this, I'm a trained kinikon, I have a kinikon. So he became prominent with that. When this issue of Mesoma happened, he was going lyrical. That Mesoma girl was from Anambra State. Here you get. And because Peter Obi is from Anambra State, they started having erection. Like say they use Viagra. That little girl, the only thing that didn't happen, or they probably didn't say, was that that little girl must be charged for treason and she must be killed. That's the only thing they didn't say. Yeah, how could you deceive people? Now, so this Igbo people, they do. Igbo people, this and that. They were having erection in public because of that girl a few weeks ago. You go to see them use Viagra. Oh, Tito. Iro. No. We must make sure we start. Kilo de hello Viagra. And when Tinubu's case happened, they can't change the narrative. It don't go. This one has already proven it. Let all of the people who are complaining go and rest. Go and rest? Are you joking? Go and rest? Okay, what are you going to do about it? Of course, nothing. But I'm not going to sit by and watch you as she is. add my own children to the unfortunateness that is really contagious, by the way, which is what you have made Nigeria. And I don't want the children of other people too to become infected. Move on. Move on. Move on from where? Let me show you this. I'll read them. During the time of Mesoma, it was going lyrical on social media. They must arrest Kiniko. They must sue this. They must check back. When it came to that of Pablo Chicago, you see the tone. In the middle. Then when you go to the right again, you see how it's going lyrical. The only thing he's not asking for was that they're supposed to shoot Mesoma for committing treason. I call that hypocrisy. Unfortunately, it is not everyone that sees hypocrisy, even if it stares them on the face. But for the sake of our own children, we must indeed be upright and tell them the truth. So if we have no chance of securing the life or the future or the country that we want for them, we would have done so well educating them not to accept the one that they grew up meeting. That one is on us. It's our own job, if you must say, so that in 10 years, 20 years time, this same scenario won't be playing out. I'm OAU Leleyo Obafemi Awolowo University. Now, let me tell you something. If you want to understand that they don't have any plan for you. I don't know your age. If you are a young person watching my video right now, I don't know what your parents are telling you. I don't know what your teachers are telling you. I don't know what the media is telling you. I don't know what you actually believe yourself. But let me tell you this one personally. Nigeria has no plan for you. If you are opportune enough that you have a parent who are likely going to do their best and put you on the track and make sure that they put you at a state where you can at least fight for yourself, then lucky you. Not everyone will have that too. You see those young people you saw there, if you take 24 years out of their own age there, they will be toddlers. Majority of them will be toddlers. They'll probably be 1 year, 6 months old, or 2 years old. Toddlers they will be. And they will likely be the children or the children of we are getting democracy. I am talking about the children of those young people who were 24 years ago, young people, spinsters, handsome bachelors here and there, in their happiness, eagerness, and so much hope and expectation that the military were going back to the barracks. Democracy was coming, government of the people, by the people, and for the people. So they decided to go on so many merry-go-round jollification. And at the end of the day, some of them probably got married. Maybe that's how your mom and your dad actually met. Some of those ones who are in schools today, 22 years old, 24 years old, 25 years old, 21 years old, and all of that. And look at them on that on the floor on the road. It's the same story all over the country. There is no plan for you. They were complaining or they were protesting that they should reduce their school fees. Who increased their school fees? Tinubu, just 4 months ago. He also promised them student loan. They said they will open the student bank, Abiy Education Bank, by September. That was 3 months ago they made that promise. September is over. We're in October, and there is no sign that they are already commissioning anywhere to be called the Bank of Education. Now, they are there asking the government to reduce the money. They should not let them drop out and all of that. And that is to tell you that if you are just about, if you have kids today, your children at the age of 1 or 2 right now, in 24 years' time, remember those they promised the same better Nigeria 24 years ago. Majority of them have died. Some have given up. Some of them have left Nigeria. Okay? But if you take a look at all of this sequence, you will realize that Your children that are in their probably 1 year, 2 year today, that you have so much hope for, so much dream for. When you look at that video again and you close your eyes, Alori, did you see anything? No, do it. No, don't worry. Do it. Try it. Everyone should try it. Wherever you are right now, just close your eyes like that. Do you see anything? Anything? I'm not saying close your eyes and imagine anything. Close it. Did you see anything? Could you see anything? Nothing, Abby. Great. That is exactly what you are going to see in 24 years. If you are one of those believing, Nigeria will happen to you. It will happen to your children. You can say, I reject it in Jesus' name. Others before you probably did same. The story is different today. No wonder. Isaleko Barack Obama, Ajangbadi Albert Einstein, Abi Oworonshoki Aristotle. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about Fashola. Nigerians must stop saying, may Nigeria not happen to you. Listen, according to Fashola, he said, listen, guys, if somebody come to your house now, would you take them to your stinking bathroom unkept? Would you take them to your bedroom that is unkept or whatever? Would you start telling them about your bills? About how you can pay your bill, how you can feed, how you can sleep? Would you be telling somebody who came to your house? Are you not going to show them your living room? To show your big TV? To show your orderly children? To show everything looking fine? That Nigerians must stop saying, may Nigeria not happen to you. Because it is so bad to be saying that about your country. You are supposed to be working together and telling the world, now Nigeria is great, Nigeria is rich, Nigeria is safe, Nigeria is not corrupt, Nigeria is developed, everybody should come. That is Bantueyo Fashola. I'll play you. I have a clip.
The image and the pride of a nation is a public relations work of all of its people, not just its government. So if I came to your home now, today, and every home has its bad place that is not good publicity, you won't show me that part. You will show me your nice and tidy sitting room, and that's the impression I walk away with. That does not mean that there are no issues in those homes. That does not mean that all the bills have been paid. And that is how we must treat our nation. So, and it is not enough to begin to valorize things that Nigerians do outside the country. And that is important ambassadorial work that those people do, and I take nothing away from it. But we must begin to emphasize a little more of the small things and use it to build hope. As I said at the beginning, hope is the most important currency that sustains the human civilization, that sustains harmony, the expectation that I can make it. And so my advice to you, to your producers and all of you, in the same way that you probably ask people to retract certain statements that they make on your platform, those kind of statements that Nigeria should not happen to me or whatever it is, should not have any place again in our public broadcast. This is the time that all of us must put our hands on the pump. And those who want to denigrate the country, you must first ask them, do they have another country? I don't have another one. So it's not just work of government. And it is the right to criticize government. I repeat that. And criticism has helped serious governments. Criticisms helped me when I was in government. And I believe that this government will listen to criticism and use them as fire to build a better and a warmer place for all of us to be. But that said, in the
I told you. Then they watch us, and the media in Nigeria has compromised only a few of them that have been rebellious, more or less like, we will just have to do journalism instead of eye service. You know what I mean? The way they have shown interest in this issue of Atiku Tinubu, Chicago State University, normally you would expect the media in Nigeria to help and educate the people of Nigeria through their platforms. What this simply mean? Fashola is talking about denigrating Nigeria. Who is denigrating Nigeria than those who are saddled with responsibility of upholding institutional morality and all of that, and even law? They are those destroying those institutions. And you are filling all these institutions up with criminals. But you want us to pretend everything is fine. Don't tell everybody. Don't tell everybody. Nigeria is wallowing in serious bankruptcy. Oh, you can criticize government. How do you criticize government when they are doing something wrong? Yeah? Is this one not wrong? No, don't talk about that one. Talk about something else. What else? Fashola locked somebody up for the past 1 month now because Fashola couldn't find the brother. They arrested the brother. You know, they couldn't find the person they are looking for. They arrested the brother. 2 court judgments, court orders said Fashola should release, the DSS should, the police should release this guy. Omo, they no obey court in Nigeria. And that Fashola is on TV asking Nigeria to stop the denigrating the country. What is denigration? The Pablo Ekowasi, Kolu, a criminal, which by all definition, by all facts that are available, if the law allows to take a look at them, if they allow their law to take its effect, Kolu won't be president. He will be in jail. They now say, "Oh, no, say, may Nigeria no happen to me. May Nigeria no happen to you. Make Nigeria no happen to me." Omo. So they actually hearing that. No wonder Wike was like, "We want everybody to play along. Go. We'll give you money like this."
So I thank every of you, and I thank the press for your reporting. I've not found any negative reporting these days. Probably because most of your media houses are publishing adverts, money, and the rest of it is coming. So most of them are happy that their media houses, those who have not gotten, you have to go for fasting, and that more things should come out so we can patronize all the media houses. But frankly speaking, I want to thank you for the support you've given to this session. Once more, thank you, and God bless all of you.
Did you see them clapping? That is how they give them, all of you. We have not seen any negative writing yet. So we'll continue to patronize you. Patronizing them is by giving them contract of, coverage. Oh, take this one. Put advert inside your paper for us. Put advert on your TV for us. Oh, yeah, take this million. Take that. And that is what everybody is all about. And some media houses probably are not. But like I told you earlier, that when they say, may Nigeria not happen to you, it is actually a silent prayer because Nigeria happens to us every day. But the one that will shock us and finally permit us is the one people are praying against. If you are in Abuja, you probably need this information. They said that there has been an increase in crime in Abuja now. People in Lagos are saying, thank God, they are now leaving Lagos for us. So they are moving to the headquarters where they are Baba Deo. I am not subscribing to that, okay? I'm just going to say the more the poverty grows in Nigeria, the more crime will grow. And these guys that I am seeing who are always lying to you, shows that they are not actually interested in doing anything, but lies and cover it with another lie. Another lie. Imagine your NLC and TUC, they suspended their indefinite strike for 30 days so that they can wait for Tinubu to do what they're asking for. Do you understand? They were supposed to be on strike today. So Tinubu now said, I will give every worker 35,000 naira every month for 6 months. The state government will give you 10,000 naira if you're working for the state government. But if you're working for federal government, it doesn't matter your position. You collect 35,000 naira. So, and you collect that for 6 months. So whatever the NLC and TUC say they are expecting from Kolu in 30 days, so they said they have postponed it for 30 days. So which means you better brace up. You better get warmed. You better get ready for your shege. It's not kind of abating anytime soon. Kolu himself told you. And where there is going to be increased in poverty, loss of jobs and businesses, there will be increase in crime. But for now, Lagosians feels like the Lagos criminals Agberus are already relocating to Abuja. Listen to this.
Good evening, co-fellow pilot. Please, this is an information just happened to me right now at Area 1. All right, it's between if you are coming from Apo Bridge, okay, after Area 3 junction, after the pedestrian bridge, before Area 1. It just happened to me now, and I want everybody to be very, very careful. All right, I parked just by the roadside. I just parked clear well, and I parked to check one or two things on my phone. Okay, and at 6:20, 4 minutes ago, I parked to check something from my phone, wind up, of course, who said me wind up and lock my door. Two guys came and tapped on the door. Okay, they don't remove your plate number, or contract will be Agbero, don't remove your plate number. You know, something tell me, Stanley, do not come down from this car, do not even bother. All right, I was just close to the roundabout where those traffic warders were, so I drove to that place to go park there and so tell them that, okay, look at what two Agbero just did to my car, that they just removed my plate number. I didn't do anything. There was no rider. I didn't drop any order there. Like, I was just driving to pick up somebody in Area 2. I went to take through that route. So I just parked to check something before I proceed. And I said, okay, I didn't do anything. I just parked to check something on my phone, and they removed my plate number. Okay, I said, are you sure? He said, yes. He said, I should check. When I checked, my plate number was still there. And I said, okay, they did remove the plate number. He now says, thank God you did not come out from that car. That the new trick now is when you park on the road in the evening like this, there are usually two. They will wear this, their jersey, like this, or something, this reflector vest. They'll wear it and act as if they are Guru or whatever, or registered XYZ EPC stuff, and they will come and tap at you. If you come down, they are either robbing you instantly, or taking your car key, or taking your phone, or because there are two, you know, something is happening immediately. So that was what the officer told me. So he said, can you identify them? While I was talking, two of them just walked past. And I said, okay, see them. They called them. They were speaking outside to the people who were responding. But, you know, they were boldly talking to those officers. Like, okay, we touch you, we do you anything. After you say your plate number removed, why you not come down from because they get mad for a year? That was what they told me. So please, all bus stop, all area in the night, don't even get to park or to check something or to do anything. Abuja is becoming very, 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 very bad, especially area 1 roundabout.
You like say, na Ajabota de Abuja. Well, to those who have lived and then possibly survived Lagos, they will tell you, that's not a new trick now. Instead of everybody to say, hey, you better, the security and the government better do something now. If it is coming to Abuja, there is more coming here or more already there. And they are all waiting for the Supreme Court judgment before they will do anything. Abi, for those who are praying, let us pray for Nigeria. Professor Lumumba again.
Conflict. In northern Mali, the country is divided de facto into two. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, 120 armed groups, yet it is the busiest airspace in the continent of Africa. Minerals are being taken away to Europe and America. Central African Republic, the same. Libya, the same. Several months ago, I wrote to the chair of the African Union and to all African heads of state and said, convene a meeting with only